You know that feeling, right? You're trying to set up maybe for presentation or just plugging in a new console, and bam, your desk just vanishes under this explosion of cables.
Denier.
Or you walk into a control room and just think, wow, do we really need all these little black boxes? It's that visual chaos, the constant fight with tangled wires, glitchy screens. It just feels overwhelming sometimes.
It really does. Cable management nightmare.
Well, today we're diving deep into a really fascinating bit of kit that's designed to tackle exactly that chaos. It's the WolfPack 4K 30Hz 4x4 Seamless HDMI Matrix, but it's got more video wall, splicing, capture, and multi-viewer modes. Quite a mouthful.
It certainly is. Packs a punch.
So our mission today is to really unpack this multifunctional controller. We want to understand what each of these modes actually does and figure out why it's, well, so much more than just a fancy switch.
Yeah.
We're looking at one device that promises to streamline things, maybe even revolutionize how you handle all your visual inputs and outputs.
And what's truly, I think, revolutionary here isn't just cramming features together. It's the paradigm shift it signals for how we design AV systems.
Paradigm shift. How so?
Well, think about it. Historically, getting this kind of visual control meant, multiple dedicated boxes, expensive ones too. A matrix here, a multi-viewer there, a separate video wall controller.
Right, each needing power, cooling.
Yeah, exactly. And each one, another potential point of failure. This kind of consolidated approach, it just drastically simplifies the cabling, cuts down setup time, complexity, and frankly, slashes the total cost. It makes these advanced AV capabilities suddenly accessible to way more people than before. That's the real game changer, I think.
Okay, right. Let's unpack this then. So at its heart, this WolfPack thing is billed as an HDMI multifunction controller, which, yeah, sounds technical, but basically means it's like a central brain managing 4 main jobs. And here's something convenient. You switch between these jobs just using buttons on the front, or there's an IR remote.
Easy enough.
Yeah, but what really got me was the video capture part. It's not just like a separate mode sitting off to the side.
Oh.
No, it can actually combine with the other 3 functions. So you could be, I don't know, recording your multi-view layout, or even capturing your video wall content directly as it's displayed.
That is interesting.
Seems incredibly powerful for things like, say, reviewing what happened after an event or training, doesn't it?
Definitely. For analysis or archiving, that's huge.
Okay, so let's start with the foundation. The video matrix. Think of it like the ultimate traffic cop for your video signals.
Good analogy.
The 4x4 part, probably obvious, means 4 HDMI inputs coming in, and you can send them to any of 4 HDMI outputs going out to your screens.
Standard matrix setup, yeah.
But the magic, apparently, is the seamless switching. This means switching inputs to outputs without, that annoying black screen flicker, just smooth, instant changes.
That's the goal.
So picture this. Maybe a conference room setup.
Yeah.
You've got your laptop presentation going to the main projector, a video call feed on a side monitor, maybe a company promo reel running in the lobby display. And boom, one button press, and you push that main laptop presentation to all the screens or any mix you want. No glitches, no blackouts, just smooth. It's all about keeping things polished, professional,
And to build on that, seamless switching isn't just a nice to have. In professional settings, it's often absolutely critical.
Right.
Think live broadcasts or critical monitoring centers like security or network operations, where even a quick flicker could mean missing something vital.
Yeah, or just derailing a big presentation.
Exactly. Any interruption can be super disruptive.
Yeah.
Breaks concentration, looks unprofessional.
Right.
This seamless capability just ensures that polished, uninterrupted experience. That's a huge value add.
That really hammers home why seamless is key professionally. But are there any downsides? I mean, does adding that processing for seamless switching introduce like a tiny bit more delay compared to a basic dumb switch? Or is it basically instant?
That's a really good question. It comes up a lot with these integrated boxes. For, I'd say, the vast majority of things, this device is built for presentations, monitoring, signage, even the capture side.
Okay.
Any latency added by the seamless switching is usually completely imperceptible. We're talking milliseconds. It's a highly optimized process.
So not an issue for most people.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Where you might potentially notice a difference is in super time-sensitive stuff, maybe like high-level competitive esports gaming, where literally every single frame counts.
Ah, okay.
But that's a very specific niche, kind of outside what this is primarily designed for.
Got it. Good to know. So Matrix is great for routing one source to different places, But what if you need eyes on multiple feeds at once, all on one stream?
Right, the monitoring scenario.
Exactly. That's where the quad multi-viewer mode comes in. This lets you display several input signals on just one monitor simultaneously.
Like picture-in-picture, but more flexible.
Yeah, and it's not just random windows. It has built-in templates. You can pick things like double windows for side-by-side, or 4-picture windows for that classic quad split look, and apparently a few other layouts too.
Okay, so predefined layouts.
Right. Now, here's a slightly quirky detail about this mode's outputs. The multi-viewer picture only goes out through HDMI outputs 1 and 4, and those two outputs are locked together. They show the exact same multi-view image. It's like a copy mode.
Only 1 and 4. What about 2 and 3?
That's the clever bit. While 1 and 4 are doing the multi-view thing, outputs 2 and 3 are still totally independent. They can keep working as regular matrix outputs.
Ah, okay, so you don't lose all your outputs to the multi-viewer.
Exactly. It allows for some pretty advanced multitasking, doesn't it?
It really does.
Imagine like an esports commentary setup. They could be watching multiple player views and stats on one screen using the multi-viewer.
Right, on outputs 1 and 4.
While the main program feed, maybe focusing on the main action, is going out independently from output 2 or 3.
Yeah, I can see that. Or like a security control room.
Or that.
Hmm.
Monitoring several camera feeds, maybe news channels, social media feeds, all on one main screen, while maybe sending just one specific camera feed to a manager's separate monitor using the matrix function. It's about cramming more info onto your screen when you need it.
And that's a critical difference, actually. A lot of basic multi-viewers just take over all the outputs. You turn on multi-view, and that's all the box does.
Ah, okay.
The fact that this one lets you keep using outputs 2 and 3 for independent matrix switching is a big deal for flexibility. You can analyze complex stuff on one screen while still running a totally separate presentation on another, all from the same device. That's efficient.
Definitely improves workflow. And speaking of maximizing screen space, what about going really big, like turning multiple screens into one giant picture?
Ah, the video wall.
Yep, that's where the video splicer mode comes in. This function lets you take the video signal from just one input, specifically HDMI 1.
Okay, input 1 only for this.
Right. And it divides that single image into, well, N blocks, as they put it, so 2, 3, or 4 blocks. And it distributes those blocks across 2, 3, or 4 different displays connected to the outputs.
Creating one big combined image, like 2x1, 3x1, or even a 2x2 with 4 screens.
Exactly. 2 splicing, 3 splicing, 4 splicing are the examples given. It essentially stitches the screens together digitally.
Makes sense.
And again, flexibility. Besides the 1 and 4 splicing mode, which presumably uses outputs 1 and 4, if you're doing 2 or 3 splicing, the remaining outputs, like 2 and 3, or just 3, can still be used independently via the matrix function.
So even when doing a video wall, you might still have a spare output for something else. That's neat.
Yeah. Think about the impact. You could have this huge, eye-catching digital sign in an airport lobby made from 4 screens.
Right.
Or a command center display showing one large map across multiple monitors. Or maybe a museum exhibit where a single piece of art is blown up across a whole wall. It just turns separate screens into one big immersive canvas.
And that really shows how you can take, standard, maybe even cheaper displays and combine them into something really visually impressive. It's not just about making the picture bigger. It's about creating these really impactful visual experiences.
Yeah.
From a wider view, it lets you present information more comprehensively too, which is so important now with all the data we deal with. You can tell a much richer story or show way more detail when you're not stuck with just one screen size.
Absolutely. Okay, function number 4. The video capture capability. This adds yet another layer of, well, serious utility.
So recording built in.
Kind of. Output 4 on this device isn't just for display. It can be used for real-time HDMI audio and video capture.
Output 4 specifically, okay.
Yeah. So it means you can take the high-def audio and video signal that would normally go to a screen and instead send it straight into a computer or even, it says, an intelligent phone for previewing live and, crucially, for saving it, storing it, making a recording.
Direct capture to a PC. That simplifies things.
Right. And this capture function really pushes the device into some very practical territories. High-def video acquisition for, say, professional content creators.
Or education.
Exactly. Recording lectures or training sessions for online access later, or even, they suggest, documenting complex medical procedures for training or just for the records.
Wow, yeah, that's quite a range.
And a big plus here is compatibility. It supports most of the common capture software people already use: VLC, OBS, AMCAP, stuff streamers and educators use all the time.
So no weird proprietary software needed.
Seems like it. And it works across Windows, Android, and Mac OS. Plus, technically speaking, it follows the universal USB standards UVC for video, UAC for audio.
Ah, UVC, UAC compliant.
Which basically means, for the user, it should be truly plug and play. You plug it into almost any computer or device, and it just works. No special drivers to hunt down and install.
That's always a relief. Makes life much easier.
Definitely. So, beyond those 4 big functions, this WolfPack box also has some nice little operational touches. Things designed for quick, easy screen control.
Like shortcuts?
Yeah, exactly. Like one key black, just hit a button, screen goes black instantly. Great for privacy or quick transitions, you know.
Or already showing something accidentally, yeah.
And one key freeze lets you pause the image on screen without actually stopping the source. Good for pointing something out.
Useful.
Then there's audio sync output, which hopefully means the audio stays perfectly lined up with the HDMI video, and one key mute for quickly silencing the audio output.
You know, host, you've hit on something really important there. Those aren't just minor add-ons. Those one-key features. In a live situation, they're like critical safety nets. Imagine you're mid-presentation and suddenly need to whisper something to a colleague, or maybe some sensitive data flashes up unexpectedly.
Right, you need to react fast.
Exactly. Being able to instantly black out or freeze that screen can prevent major slip-ups, keep the audience focused where you want them, and honestly, it probably saves the presenter a ton of stress.
Good point.
It's that kind of practical design thinking that really boosts it for professional use. It goes beyond just the basic switching and viewing into actual operational control when things get hectic.
Makes sense. Okay, so for the folks who really like to know what's under the hood, let's get into the tech specs a bit. What's this thing truly capable of performance-wise?
All right, the nitty-gritty.
So the headline spec is 4K 30 hertz. That means, you know, sharp, high-res pictures. The 30 hertz refresh rate should be fine for most video and presentation stuff.
Yeah, 30 hertz is pretty standard for this type of application.
It also supports HDMI 1.4, which means it'll work with a lot of devices, maybe not the absolute bleeding edge, but most common sources and displays. And HDCP 1.4 handles the copy protection, so you can play Blu-rays or streaming content that requires it.
Essential for compatibility.
And just to confirm the ports, 4 HDMI video inputs, 4 HDMI output. Max resolution listed is 140/2160p at 30 hertz. So full 4K at 30 frames per second. Your high-def stuff should look great.
And that 4K 30 hertz spec, it does raise a point for users to consider. While 4K gives you fantastic detail, that 30 hertz refresh rate is, as you said, perfectly fine for most video, static images, presentations, digital signs.
Right.
Where you might want more is, again, maybe that super fast gaming or perhaps high frame rate video editing workflows. Then you'd look for 60 hertz or higher.
Okay.
But with the multifunction role this device plays, balancing all these features, 30 hertz is really a practical, widely compatible choice. It keeps things manageable and cost-effective.
Good context. Okay, physically, how big is this thing? Is it going to take up half my desk?
Probably not.
The specs say matrix size, 14.57 inches long, 7.28 inches wide, 1.38 inches high. And that includes the little ear hooks for rack mounting, it seems.
So roughly laptop sized, maybe a bit wider, but pretty slim.
Yeah, seems quite compact. And the weight, gross weight, 4.4 pounds, so under 5 pounds. Pretty easy to handle and install, I'd imagine. Not some massive, heavy beast.
Definitely manageable for rack or shelf installs.
And finally, warranty. Quick note here. The features list we saw clearly states a 3-year warranty.
Okay, 3 years is pretty good.
Right.
But that's a great observation, and it actually flags something really important for anyone buying any tech, really.
What's that?
Always double-check all the details yourself.
Yeah.
Because while that features list says 3-year warranty,
Yeah.
I also noticed down in the detailed specifications section, it mentions a 1-year warranty.
Oh.
A discrepancy.
It happens sometimes in documentation, maybe different versions or just an oversight, but it really underscores why you, as the buyer, should always verify those key details, especially something like warranty length and what it covers directly with the seller or manufacturer before you buy.
Good advice. Always read the fine print, or at least cross-reference the specs.
Exactly. Get clarity on that long-term support.
Okay, so let's pull back then. What does this all actually mean for you, the potential user? When you look at the whole package, having Video capture, video matrix, quad multi-viewer, and video splicer all jammed into one box.
The value proposition becomes really clear, doesn't it? It's about massively simplifying these potentially complex AV setups.
Yeah, potentially replacing 3 or 4 separate devices.
Right. And unlocking powerful features without needing a whole rack of specialized expensive gear. And it feels like this isn't just for the high-end AV pros anymore. The uses seem incredibly broad.
I agree.
Think about teachers. They could create these really dynamic lessons, seamlessly switching between, say, a live document camera, their presentation slides, maybe a web browser clip, and then capture that whole mixed session for students who missed the class or need to review it. That's powerful.
Big potential in education.
Or those medical examples, recording procedures for training, or just for accurate records, or businesses, just simplifying their meeting rooms, making it easy for anyone to walk in, plug in, and share different types of content on the main display or multiple displays.
Streamlining collaboration.
Yeah. Even like advanced home users, someone building that ultimate home theater, or maybe a really comprehensive home security monitoring station. This could be the central hub for all of it.
For sure. It really empowers a much wider group of people to do more sophisticated things with their video.
It feels like it's about giving more people control over their visual information.
And connecting that to the bigger picture, this device really taps into that growing need we all have for managing visual information more efficiently. We're bombarded with it, right?
Tell me about it.
So it's about giving you the tools to present stuff, analyze different sources, distribute content with way more flexibility and control than you had before. By packing these functions together, it helps you avoid that feeling of being overwhelmed. It helps organize diverse sources, turning that potential chaos into something clear and useful.
Turning chaos into clarity. I like that. And just to build a bit of confidence, it's probably worth mentioning the company behind this brand, WolfPack. It's a brand name used by HDTV Supply. They describe themselves as a 24-year global home for audio and video products. Been around a while.
24 years is substantial in the tech world.
Yeah, they say certified since 2003, rated as an exceptional top quality store by Google Shopping. And interestingly, HDTV Supply itself is an HDBased.org approved adopter.
Ah, HDBased. That's significant.
For those maybe not familiar, HDBased is that standard for sending uncompressed HD video, audio, Ethernet, power, even control signals over a single network cable long distances.
Right. A big deal in pro AV installations.
So being an approved adopter suggests they're pretty serious about high performance, integrated AV solutions, and keeping up with industry standards. Seems like they're invested in this space.
Yeah, that adds credibility for sure.
So there we have it. That was our deep dive into the WolfPack 4K 30Hz 4x4 Seamless HDMI Matrix. We've kind of picked apart how it acts as this really powerful multifunction hub for juggling video signals, offering solutions for, well, quite a range, from monitoring multiple screens, running slick presentations, building those cool video walls, and even capturing content directly. It really does seem like a very consolidated answer to a lot of different visual needs.
It definitely covers a lot of ground in one box.
Yeah.
This whole discussion raises a bigger question, I think. As technology keeps packing more and more complex functions into single, streamlined devices like this, how might that shift really change how we approach things? Both how we consume media, maybe, but also our professional workflows.
Interesting thought.
Could it push us, maybe force us, to get more creative, more experimental with how we visualize information, how we interact with it, and ultimately how we share it with each other in the coming years? Definitely something worth mulling over, even after we wrap up this dive.